There we go. Oh, wait. Do, 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 do. Yeah, we're going to make some
There we
beautiful
go.
masterpieces together, all of us. Do, do, do. Uh-oh, let me turn that off. Hang on. I'm getting it all ready. I'm going to do it right. I'm going to get up the comments on YouTube and Facebook. This is the last and the best episode of Seamless with our sister Glennis. The last one on social media. After this, every fourth episode of Seamless will be available for free to the public, just like every other show that we have. 1 in 4 shows will be free to the public on soulogynetwork.com and many other things. Okay, so everything looks to be copacetic. Let me just check over here. All right, we got some people in the house. All right, Glennis, this is your show, and let me just publicly acknowledge and recognize you for your tremendous contribution to this wild beginning to Soulogy. But today, this very day, I think really since about the 8th or 9th, but today it's really hit, it's really landed. All the stuff that we're doing, it comes back to us, you know? And when we're doing it together, it comes back to us in spades, right? And so, like, that's what you're doing. You understand when I'm like delayed and I can't do this and I can't do that, and you just keep on going. You don't complain, you don't project on me, you just, keep on going, and that's how it works. So I just want to say thank you, and I'm really excited to see where we're going to go through the rest of the year.
Good things coming. So this show was pre-recorded last week, Friday, with Liv, just to get our schedules in the same pattern. And it was on the instruction of the divine realms that it be recorded on that day. So we knew a few days before.
What day was it?
Last week, Friday. I'm not
So
sure.
that would have been the 877 sevens. Always, yeah. And there's 7 messages that just popped up.
So we were chatting for about a month before I got in contact with Liv, and some wild and wonderful things came about in emails. It was definitely it is one of the most beautiful connections I've ever made. And as you'll see when you start watching the recording, a lot of stuff comes in, and it's very special. But something that I didn't realize when you're so involved in talking and you have a pre-chat, and often you carry on talking after the recording, you think that you've added in a lot of things and you just expect people to know what they look like, or you've shown someone that you've shared on Zoom. So I wanted to share something really beautiful that was created by Marina when I first joined Soulogy. And Todd and I started talking. Marina sent me a message and she offered to do a graphic for me. So I took her up on it and we got to know each other. And Marina, being the talented woman she is, tapped into my energy, and she saw a lot more than most people. So first off, this is just something that I do on my shows. It's an easy way for people to connect after the show. If you want to take a screenshot of it, it's a way to connect to me, ways to connect to Liv, so that everyone is on the same page and we can all get in touch afterwards. So Marina created this image of me after chatting to me a couple of times. I have an absolute love affair with the water. I swim most days. I'm a cold water swimmer, and I connect to my guides through the water, and they connect to me through the water, and we do this on a daily basis. It's how I feel most comfortable and how I get a lot of the information that I need into my system. It just flows and it's beautiful. And this image, when Marina showed it to me, it just speaks for itself. You can see everything in the colors, the tones, and the energy. So I'm very grateful to Marina for creating this and for showing me that I can be seen without being seen, just on an energetic signature, which is something that we're all learning. You learn to go with your gut and feel it before you look at the person anymore. So that's the signature that she created about 3.5 months ago. Todd can correct me if I'm wrong. That's when we started this journey, 3.5, 4 months ago. And then she watched the show with Liv and I because it was so potent that I needed to share it with a good friend. And she created this unbelievable image of two women standing by this beautiful tree, and you will understand so much more about this image when you watch the recording. Liv called it, when I sent it to her, meeting oh gosh, it's completely slipped out of my head.
Wow.
Yeah.
Marina G, XYZ,
Yeah,
web
very
and multimedia designer. That's badassery.
yeah.
Look at the reflection, the one that's upside down.
Mm-hmm.
And look
As
at the colors, like the colors above, the colors below.
Oh, it was meeting the mystery. There we go.
It reminds me of the Soulogy tree. The Soulogy tree comes together as a Vesica Pisces, and you got two people in physical form creating a Vesica Pisces, and this can occur at any moment, and every moment, every single interaction that we have. That's what I was talking about this morning on that live. It's a 50-50 proposition in every freaking moment. And the tree, bears the fruit, and look at that. That's incredible.
Absolutely beautiful. So when you watch this, please just keep in mind that we were all children once, and find your magic. Find the inner child in you that did talk to the fairies, and believe in everything, because everything is out there. We've just forgotten how to see it and feel it. And when you start believing in yourself again and get in touch with yourself, it becomes so much easier to feel and interact with everything else in the world. So that's just a small little moment from me. I hope you enjoy it, and I will see you on the other side. Thanks, Todd. I'm done talking.
It is my honor to be here. Okay. Now I have to now I have to do something. Okay. I thought I already had it set up. Hang on. Let me go back. Boom. And this is what? Seamless 13? Seamless. I have to rename the file now. Otherwise, it might get lost. Seamless 13. Okay. All right. Let me just flip it on the screen.
Thanks everyone for watching. I hope to connect with you all on Facebook. I'm back on there, so connect with me.
Thank you for coming back to Facebook as we transition and build this bridge.
So we don't have to be on these platforms.
That's right. We're building a bridge. It's the last 2 months of the bridge to the Soulogy network. We're going to have 25% of our stuff on there is going to be free. The public page is free. Unlimited number of excerpts, but if you want to come in and produce a show, we're building the systems to do that. Thank you for your patience. And without further ado, boom.
No, that's the wrong video, Todd.
And we are
wrong video.
Wait a minute. Hang on a second. That's the one
I sent it to you in your email. I replied to your email.
It says right here, episode 13. Glenn and Liv.
12.
Okay. Oh, there it is. I don't know what happened. That's weird.
It's okay. Funny. That was a good one too. But not the one we've been talking about.
I just mislabeled it. Okay, hang on. All right. Let me go back here. Oh, it's downloading. God. That bites. All right, let me change that to 12. And see, this is what happens at Soulogy. It's, you get everything. It's not all perfectly orchestrated.
At least we
Okay,
can laugh at ourselves.
that's right. Desktop. Where is it? Oh, it's
You
still
got it?
going. It's coming. Needs about another 34 seconds. So yeah, we're gonna have a good day today. We've got some more shows today. What do we got? We got Glennis. We got the Miracle is You is at 2. They're coming to hook up the internet in the new Soulogy office, which is actually where it started. Believe it or not, 10 years ago, I came off the streets and in this very room, I slept and started doing videos and video productions.
Very
Isn't that
cool.
crazy? Yeah. Under the willow trees tonight. All right, let's see. It's almost done. Done. All right, let me double check it, make sure I got the right one. Yeah, Liv Wheeler. So we met Liv Wheeler on one of the early, like in April. And the
Number
how do you
77.
how do you say Kumbule? How is it?
Contumble.
Contumble, the little people, and they came on and we had an interaction. It was very cool. Yeah, it was very cool.
We speak
Okay.
about it, so you'll hear about it. And
Okay. Here we go, people. Wait a minute. Boom. All right. There we go.
okay, hi everyone. This is Glenn, and I am doing show number 13 with the beautiful and magical Liv Wheeler. I am so excited to have Liv on this show. Liv and I have been chatting through the realms, I guess, since the beginning of Seamless. And she was a big part of the beginning of the show coming on board on Soulogy, and her energy and the cantumble I have felt have been with me throughout this process, guiding and just giving me a lift when I need it in the cutest and most beautiful ways. They've just shown me things and been like, okay, I know that sometimes the journey is a little bit rough, but you got this. Like, you can do this and you'll connect with the right people and everything is all good. So it took me a little while to get in touch with Liv, but when I did, it felt like I have known her for a long, long time. And her work is just so inspiring. I did a whole lot of research on her, and I would encourage everyone to just look into this beautiful woman and what she does on this planet and how she supports people and just the way things work, the flow of energy. She's magical, and we need more people like her to be standing up and talking. So very, very grateful to have her on my show and in the presence of greatness. Liv, thank you.
I appreciate that so much. I feel it deep in my heart, and I feel also in the presence of greatness, and I honor your greatness and your grace and the beautiful soul that you are and the light that you infuse this dimension with in the many creative and magical ways that you do. And it feels so good to weave back together again in this lifetime. I was mentioning before we came on and started recording that I got the feeling that we've done this before, maybe many times before, and I'm so inspired to be coming back together again, and also just so fascinated, feeling, sensing into whatever this is making way for, because I have a sense and it feels just like such beautiful energy.
Yeah, so the journey of Seamless, we know, is changing all the time, and there are other projects that are on the side, which we're not going to bring into right now. If it happens, which I'm sure in divine timing it will. But I had a very fun coincidence, if you can call them coincidences. I went back and started reading my first drafts of Seamless. And in draft 2, I had a character called Lavinia. and I'd never met a Lavinia. So that was definitely a moment of like, oh wow, okay, this is happening. And she was a magical human being in the draft who was at a craft market helping people, telling fortunes and giving advice on stones. And she was doing a modality called tasseography, which is not something very well known. It's tea leaf reading, but on a different level. So yeah, I sent that to Liv, and Liv felt into that, which was interesting because she shared it with people she knows, and there was more to it. So this is how it works, guys. This is the weaving.
Yeah, yeah, you say it so casually. Like you must be more accustomed to this than well, I've definitely been blessed to experience this in this dimension for sure, but I'm happy to know that you experience this more frequently. And yeah, it was amazing. I was telling you that the Cantumle, the beings that I work with primarily, I work with different beings, the goddess and cosmic mother, many different beings that I work with, connect with, but they had insisted, I'll say insisted, that I write a book. And when I told them I'm not a writer, they said, but you can tell your story. And so I was largely, it was coming through in the Sacred Valley of Peru, and I was there for a little time in a hobbit house on a mountain. It felt like a really cute hobbit house in like ancient mountains around. And I just, yeah, I just surrendered to the Cantonment, and I was allowing it to come in and come through. And there was a particular, there are so many places on the earth that I love so much, and the Sacred Valley is definitely one of them. And there was a particular line that came through that even when it did, I thought, where did that come from? You know, it had a distinct tone to it. And it was like, I remembered the distinct tone when it came in. And so what you sent me when I was reading it, I was like, that really reminds me of this line that came in when I was in the Sacred Valley, approximately the time that you were mentioning, and what I've been doing and sharing in this journey that the Cantumli have had me on around the earth is divinations and ceremony, and guidance, information coming in for people, communities, and so on, and very similar. And I have a lot of respect for people that read tea leaves and coffee grinds and all the ways that people divine. The Cantombe, they shared with us a form recently that was working with stones. A really fascinating form. So there was that, and then there was also the priestess training that we have right now that is coming to a completion. At the beginning of it, they were talking to me about the different beings that they were asking us to honor, one being Isis, and they were saying in how to connect with Isis, or one of the ways to honor her, to connect with her, was through moonstone. So when I was reading this little writing that you sent me, I was like seeing Isis there and moonstone too, and I was like, what? What is going on? This is amazing.
It's amazing. We're very lucky that we have these moments in life where you get clarity that it's all coming together. Because I don't even and I told Liv this earlier, I don't even remember how that all came through me and why it was in that script. And it didn't move into the series script, but it was so important at the time. So grateful for the journey that I'm going back and finding all these beautiful gems.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's really, really amazing. And right before you sent me a message, my mom's friend, she's from South Africa, and we were just having yeah, I know, it's interesting. We were just having a conversation. We were talking about South Africa. And then I received the message from you, and then I told her, I said, that's so interesting. There's a woman I just connected with in South Africa. And anyway, all these like beautiful synchronistic weaving. Woven. I feel like we're being woven.
I hope you come to South Africa one day. It's full of
I
magic.
I am feeling called to. Yeah. So I believe I will.
A
I'm just
lot of history and magic here. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, I feel that that's going to happen soon.
Yeah. I don't know how much more you want to do. I mean, I could talk for ages. It's just me.
Same, I know. But I was telling Glenn before we started recording too, that the closer we got to coming into the video platform together, I could feel spirit getting stronger and stronger. And I was mentioning to you that it's like my whole being like starts to heat up because their energy gets so strong where they're wanting to communicate through. So I'm feeling that. And so she was saying maybe it would be good if we at least introduced ourselves first.
Go straight in.
And not only will say that sometimes too, she was like, do you want to talk about who the Candomblé are first? And I'm like, you when you get so
Since this is going to be on socials, I would like you to talk a bit about the Contemplate to educate people.
okay. So is that's of Soulogy
No, on YouTube.
on YouTube? Oh, okay. But is it connected to Soulogy?
Yes, this is through Solar.
That's what I was imagining, or that's what I believed was true. But the reason why I say that is because I can refer people to the ceremony interview that I had with Tom, which apparently I only remember that it was 77 because he was talking a lot about the numbers. So I can say if people want to kind of go understand more deeply about the Candomblé, the story with the Candomblé, but to say it succinctly, if I'm able to, I don't know if I'm able to, but I'll try to say it succinctly, is that in a very serendipitous kind of way in this lifetime, I was guided to my longtime teacher, who's now on the other side, that I honor greatly, Elder Malidoma Patrice Somé of Burkina Faso, West Africa, of the Dagra people. And when I was led to his doorstep, in a kind of way you could say, that he remembered me, and I was in the process of remembering him. He felt very familiar. And then through sitting with him in divination and going into the process, then I was understanding that it wasn't exactly just kind of nostalgic. You know, sometimes you can be nostalgic or have an experience in a previous lifetime, and it's just like, oh yeah, I remember you. But we apparently made some agreements before coming into this lifetime. We'd connect, and then it had so much to do with the Candomblé, which are the little people of Burkina Faso, West Africa, which is also to say they're ultimately from the stars. They come into nature, into caves, into mountains, into trees. The ones that I'm connected with are especially live in caves and also mountains. And so however exactly it is in my soul, this is part of my purpose in this lifetime. And so a lot of remembering has happened on the journey. I studied and apprenticed, worked with Malidoma for 8 years, and then traveled to Burkina Faso, West Africa, five times in this lifetime, deepening in the relations and Candomblé initiations. And the Candomblé being the little people there, or referred to as little, although they're really not little. But and then I came to realize or remember that there are little people everywhere on the earth. They're in all cultures. All of our ancestors, I believe, might even be DNA connected to the little people also. But they are, you know, the Fae and the leprechauns and the duendes, and there's so many names for them. And so a lot of my journey has been about connecting with other souls who are connected to the wee folk, and we share in our love for them. But I believe they weave us all together in these maybe they say like a cosmic design that I never understand exactly until sometimes hindsight, when I look back and I'm like, oh, that's why they asked me to do that. But I trust, I trust. Like with Todd, I didn't understand. They were talking, I feel like I remember them talking about stargates and these very specific, but they were telling me that it was important to connect with him and the other star seeds. And they just said it'll be important because I had the feeling that there were others that I was meant to connect with. Here
Well,
we are. Exactly. Exactly. So that's a little story about that. And there's so much that they're showing me already. So maybe without further ado, does
sure.
that sound good?
Perfect. The energy is so hectic. I'm just like buzzing.
You feel, do you feel the energy's moving all around? Does it feel hectic? What's the
No, it
sensation?
feels amazing. It's so fun and full of love right now. It's like, yeah, it's incredible.
You're like, woo, let's do this. You feel it comes into your heart, I felt. Okay. Well, I'm gonna mute and turn off the video if you can explain while I'm doing why I'm doing that.
No problem. Okay, so Liv is turning off her video and her sound because she is going to find a spot in her house where she feels more comfortable to connect, and she uses tools to connect with the candomblé, and they talk through her and she explains what's going on throughout. So she's very, very connected and very good at explaining what's happening and asking questions and checking in, but you're just gonna love it. There's no happier sound than when they're laughing together. It changed the way I saw things when I saw her video with Todd. And for anyone who isn't part of the Soulogy network, I would encourage you to join to view this video. It's number 77. And so many others. There is so many. Oh, my English. There's so much beauty that is being produced on this beautiful platform with heart, with kindness and community. Everyone is really coming in with special gifts and amazing guests telling their stories. It's fascinating to see people connecting all over the world in different time zones and being comfortable enough to talk about the past and find the silver linings and the magic so that they can move forward. I feel very privileged to be part of the team and have my own little show, which, yeah, I mean, Seamless has been part of my life for so long. But I feel like I'm growing into being more comfortable on camera and growing into figuring this all out on video, which, yeah, is a whole a whole different feeling. Yeah, wow. The energy is insane in this room. I have some beautiful card decks of the Fae that I've always connected to. And when I was in high school, I even bought Brian Froud books that I still have. So I've loved all the teachings and all the little ins and outs of the little people for a really long time. I feel like we need to connect more with that magic because they have so much wisdom about the earth and the planet that we are trying to heal. We need to open our eyes and notice that it's not just us. There's so much connecting everything. It's part of growing, and part of healing is knowing that you're part of the grand design, as Liv mentioned earlier. And my weaving skills are finally making a bit more sense, that it's not all linear, and creating isn't always linear. So that's part of a new way of being part of things. new structures, new blueprints, and hopefully whole new ways of being in harmony. Because that's how we all want to live. We all want to live happily and in harmony, not like we have been. The story, I keep pointing the wrong way. So the story of the little bird's actually called Cece. And I'm just rambling here, Liv.
I was like, wow, she's really good at articulating.
So yeah, little bird, that's Cece, and she's the canary in the coal mine, because that's what my friends always tell me. When the energy gets really high and I get inklings about things, it's normally because something big is approaching. So she had to be part of my logo because it's a joke with all of us. The canary in the coal mine.
That's awesome. You're awesome. Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, I didn't expect to tell a whole audience about that, but anyway.
Like I'm like a little girl like scooting up to the screen. I'm like, wow, I love hearing the stories. That is awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Craziness. So yeah, that's Cece. If anyone wants to know, I'm not quite sure why she's pink. Maybe it's because I like pink.
I like pink also.
And if anyone wants to know who did the beautiful logo design, her name is Marina Gavier. She is super talented and she does all the graphics on Soulogy for all of the shows and for everything on there. So if you've been admiring her work,
Yeah.
get in touch with her because she's super talented and she also feels into the energy of each person and the show and designs accordingly.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah.
And then is that connected to it? Because I see it looks like a divine being behind you over your right shoulder. That is
Aphrodite.
Oh, that's Aphrodite. Ah, okay. Awesome. Okay. I was like, we're ready. I was like, okay. I never have to wonder what I'm thinking. When I start, just like with Todd, when I start rattling and ringing the bells, and then, well, for those that are listening, you'll hear the cantumble in their, we could say original tongue. So it comes, their voice or their language, the nature language comes through. So you hear that first, and then you'll hear me translate it. The rattle in the bells is like holding a portal or the connection with them there. And so was it there was one more thing that I was gonna say, just start. Oh, I was just wondering, so then at a certain point I'll ask just to make sure that you can hear what's most important if you hear the translation. And so I'll just make sure I'll ask a few times if you can hear if it's coming through okay. like together in this lifetime, and may we see support us to those that are receiving this message. Yeah. Maybe for everyone's highest gift. Oh, the energy is so strong. Oh. They're saying something about through the looking glass. Alam mo, em anak ko yung rin niya. Tumbled down the rabbit hole. Did you hear that?
My favorite book. Thanks, guys.
Okay. I was like, through the looking glass? Okay, yeah, that's I imagine their way of saying, we're with you. Okay. So they were saying, through the looking glass, and then they were saying, Alice traveled down the rabbit hole. Yeah. Oh. Okay. Wow, okay. I'm following the visions that they're showing me about you, and while I'm watching it, and it's a completely new thing that they're showing me, and so I'm gonna try to find a way to describe that, but it's really, really beautiful. You saying, you saying the rabbit hole is they were showing me this, I'll say, mother that is in the celestial realm, and there's a continuation of energy that is from her, of her, and you are this, it's like continue can yeah, I told him your mother sent it. They said that the mother, her mother, the mother. They said the mother sent her in, and I said the mother, and they said I said her mother. I said no, the mother sent her in. Because what I was laughing about earlier was I was saying that the visuals that they're showing me, the visions that they're showing me in this case, I said, oh, okay, in this case, down the rabbit hole is Earth. I had a feeling you would get that because you have a very dynamic, multidimensional aptitude. I felt you would understand that.
Some places that's called crazy.
Here we call that wonderful. She was sent on a mission. So this, again, they're showing me this like beautiful visions of this, the mother that sent you in here, and yeah, they're saying Glenn is They said both on a mission and in a mission. She's on a mission and she's in a mission.
Dạ đúng rồi, ở đây người ở đây nó dạng này, ở đây nó dạng này, ở đây nó
They said only the I'm just so happy that we're doing this. It just feels like it just really, it was just meant to happen. You know, it just feels really like, yes, this was meant to happen.
dạ ông người, dạ đúng người, ông người dạ.
Yeah, they were saying you're on a mission that one more time. They said the finest, the refined ones were sent into make the world, they're calling you also designer in to make the world more beautiful, help. It's like the different children, you can all get along, you know, it's kind of like reminding everyone we can all get along. And it's the light. No, yeah, they're showing there's these very refined light. It's literally looks like that. They were showing you literally weaving, creating in an ornate way with light. And I said, that's the light grid. And they said, no, they understand you work with that, but there's also light, very specific. They said it's high grade for the record. High grade light. High grade. They make jokes. You get their jokes. Holy crap. Okay, it's high grade light for the record. So they're showing you receiving this, you in light form, receiving the light. It's like laser light. It's refined. It's like it's so specific, and it's like it needs to go right here. It's so specific. Yeah, you're repair work is happening for sure. Like you're doing repair work. They're saying you're here also doing repair work with this light that you work with, that you're doing also repair work. And when it's done so precisely and so finitely in such a coherent, focused way as you do, it's just like the repair in just the right place. And it's like, wow, the whole network it's helping to repair the light grid, I believe. Yeah, it's working with light, it's helping to repair the light grid. Yeah, I said light grid. They said yes, this is helping to repair it because there are tears.
Is that what the harmonic resonance is?
What's that?
I've had someone tell me it's called harmonic resonance.
Different way of saying the same thing. They said, yeah, different way of saying the same thing.
Thank you.
They said harmonic resonance, and they said no. And I said different way of saying the same thing. They said yes, because they're so specific with language. And so when they say harmonic resonance, they're going to go to exactly what they believe that to be. So that's why I said harmonic resonance. They said no. And I said a different way of saying the same thing. In other words, they're receiving the meaning of the person that said it to you, and then what they're bringing through. And that's why different ways of saying the same thing. Yes. You understand that, yeah? I feel you comprehend very swiftly. Just making sure.
I feel like you're all in the room. It's weird.
I
I feel like you're all in the room with me.
You probably are. You probably are.
Well, not on the computer, you know what I mean.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, the connection is so yeah, like we're just right here. You're like, hey, what are you doing here in my room?
Yeah, I know.
The Cantonese said they're making themselves comfortable.
That's good. You guys are welcome.
Lão bị giờ qua ai vậy ai gì đó
They said delicate tending she's able to do.
nếu không về rồi giờ ta chắc không về ai
One more time.
yeah,
They're talking about these light bends, like bend in light that are not meant to be there. These light bends. So again, they're showing me these like visions while they're sharing what they're sharing with you. And so they're talking about these light bends that are not meant to be there, you know. Misalignments, we could call that, of what is happening around the earth. They're saying something about like terraforming. That's why I was like pausing, because I don't know what terraforming means, but they said something about terraforming.
I've heard the word before, but it's not coming into my vision of what's going on.
That makes two of us. We'll just set that to the side for now. And good thing there's a recording.
In Google.
Đúng là lôi lại ông hoàng ơi rồi nó cũng lớn cái cũng ngay đâu.
The mother is sending the light frequencies to Glenn. Yeah, so they said the mother is sending the light frequencies through Glenn, and they're talking in general, in your way, in your walk on earth.
Ở đây ông hoàng là nhớ cái đường đi rồi nó cái đường
Yeah, they're saying it's such precise technical. They even call it technical. It's such precise technical work. And I believe you're aware of this already, but they use words, the Kantome do definitely, they use words so precisely. They never say a word just kind of like haphazardly, or just, oh, we'll just use this word. And so any word they're saying is so layered with meaning. Technical, I mean, could be about, working with technology also,
Okay, I get it.
bữa quán mà bữa này ở lộn the wobble
of the light. Yeah, so much of it is about light. I almost said light work, but light modifications, light modifications, that it's these disruptions that have happened in light fields. So again, if you imagine it, if you have a way of, well, I imagine for sure you have a way of conceptualizing or conceiving of the mother, cosmic mother, feels like cosmic mother, and that you are, they will say like of her, rather than they don't usually say from her, they say of her, you are of her, Okay, it's like galactic, okay, yeah. Galactic center, galactic code, both you carry. Galactic center, galactic code. So yeah, galactic code, galactic center, galactic code you carry. And so they're saying the way that you have this aptitude or this kind of great capacity for weaving with such, or storytelling, you might refer to it as in such a like a fine-tuned kind of way.
It
And
doesn't
these
feel
ways,
like that.
what's that?
It doesn't feel like that when I'm doing it.
What does it feel like?
It feels like that when I'm actually when I first start writing it, but when I go back and edit it, it doesn't feel like it's finally tuned.
Uh, say that again, because I want to feel the energy, because it feels important what you're saying, and I want to make
When I
sure that
first
I'm
write things, like I shared with you earlier about the first draft, that
yeah,
was very tapped in weaving. But when I go back and I edit, it doesn't feel like it's fine tuned. I feel like I should leave things quite raw for the codes to stay in.
exactly, precisely, precisely. Yeah, precisely. That's it. And that's likely what they're referring to is the first incoming. That is, that is, that is what they're likely referring to is the fine-tuned, to the sense of fine-tuned to these light, right? Fine-tuned with a light, and it infuses, and it's coming into you, and it's coming through you. But you got it exactly. You got it exactly. And it feels like that's where all of this is gathering momentum, is in trusting in that.
Yeah.
And it's growing in frequency, and it's growing in energy. And I can feel it growing right now. I mean, it's growing. It's really, really growing. The light, golden light waves I feel in it. There's like clearly this was like so meant to happen. And I can literally feel it, like the golden light exponentiating right now. And as we're in this communion, with the other world, with the cosmic mother. And yeah, it feels like exactly, bringing the seamless into Soulogy and everything what you were speaking about, Todd, and what he's sharing. And it's the same way that I felt so admiring their way too. It's just like how beautiful everybody's, just the way you articulate it was just like, yeah, that I felt that too. So similar, in the ways that they're doing this and sharing. And anyway, but so it's yes, and the refined, in the way, maybe like the English way of refined, different, than what they're speaking about, the refined, from the light being refined from the cosmic mother. You're working with these light, coherent light, rays, rays, focus light. Like, it reminds me of a laser light. But those laser lights, if you imagine that it's coming from they're talking about the Milky Way, yeah, that it's coming in these ways. So at first the light is really big, and it's coming in, the coherent, the focused light rays, that when you're bringing it in, that is you see, that's the refinement of the light.
I have no words, which is unusual for me.
Well, good thing they have words right now. Good thing there's so many words coming that I can hear.
Yeah, this writing journey is interesting. Does it stop at writing? That's the thing. Or is it meant to be more than writing? That's
Well,
one.
I believe it's already been so much more than writing. Meaning that you've been doing so much more maybe than you're conscious of, maybe. As you're swimming in the waters, as you're doing all that you're doing. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
So much more has been moving through you. You've been like spirit alchemy. It feels like there's been an alchemical process through your being, your physical being here. So it's been so much more than writing. And
Is there a reason I'm still teaching children?
What's that?
Is there a reason I'm still teaching children English?
Hmm. How old are they?
I mean, not that the contemplator are asking that, but I'm asking that because I'm just connecting with the energy. Ages.
They range from between 6 to 11, usually.
Okay.
Dạ, nhưng mà riêng là ông ra chứ not single, no. Doing something.
Yeah, because I said soon, no. Usually the contemplator they're all about children, but it's not like they're not about children. But they were saying she's not going to be soon, and I said soon not, and they said soon not.
Yay! Not that I don't love them, because I do. I love them dearly, but I'm ready to move on.
Yeah, that's what they said. They said soon not. It's not going to be soon, but or it will be soon. That it's not. That's what they said. That it's coming to a conclusion. But
Dạ, over là lúng quẩn và anh tôi rất bị đập tán ra. But before it was happening to be in the cosmic frequency.
they said, but it was also helping you and also the children too to be. They were saying like the cosmic frequencies. You know that this all like it's all of your energies being together, even though you were working with English in this way, still there was so much more happening, you know, about the cosmic rays, about these cosmic they keep talking about these cosmic rays. And do you sing?
Do I sing?
You totally cracked me up. Do you sing?
Only the ABC and some really bad nursery rhymes at the moment.
God. Okay, well, this is usually in contemplative ceremony when there's a certain point that oftentimes I need to go and use the restroom because I ingest a lot of fluids. But if usually somebody will sing a song or something like that. But if you want to tell a nursery rhyme, I suppose you could do that.
Okay, I'll figure it out.
Okay, flow. I'll be right back.
No, I'm not going to sing the ABC. We don't want to subject anyone to that.
Okay.
Wow. So for anyone watching this, this is super interesting. I've wanted to connect with Liv and the Contemple for a while. Their voices just makes me remember what it's like to be a kid and feel that energy around you when you're in the garden or playing or swimming in the ocean and just being totally at peace and happy. It's that beautiful energy of love and freedom and peace. Yeah, weaving is something that I'm going to have to learn to explain a little better. But I hope that you guys are following the journey because it's going to get more interesting. I have gone back to draft 1 and 2, and I'm taking all the golden moments and putting them back into place with revived energy from my heart and soul to make this project really, really beautiful so that the crew who come on board to work with it and with the energies are going to feel it from the onset and fall in love with the project and have a really wonderful experience throughout, from reading it to being hired working on it to showcasing the different departments and getting their voices back, because I'm looking forward to supporting people talking about the good, the bad, and the ugly, but mainly the good, because we don't want too much ugliness in the world anymore. Yeah, I'm done rambling.
I love your rambling. You're really good at free flowing. You call it rambling, but I would call that free streaming.
Oh, my cheeks are going to be so sore from smiling so much.
It's a good problem to have.
Yeah.
feel like we're like long lost friends or something from the
Yeah,
galaxy.
no. I wonder how many times we have come back to planets to do this, Liv.
I totally feel that too. I know. I really, really feel I resonate so much with what you're speaking. I feel that. I really, really feel that.
Yeah, it's not our first rodeo.
What?
It's not our first rodeo.
No, it's like I feel it so powerfully, and clearly this is going to be a to be continued, in whatever form that the next to be continued is, because I feel that there's clearly like so much. I always say, even I don't usually use this word, but like voltage. I feel like there's this like voltage that's coming from the cosmic mother. I'm like, oh my God, this was like so meant to happen. I feel that so strongly. There's like these coordinates and space and time, and it just aligned. And yeah, so we'll say to be continued, but I can make way because it feels like still there's a little bit more that they're wanting to express for today. But so far you've been able to hear everything okay?
Perfect.
Awesome.
Dạ đúng đúng rồi ai ủa cái là bữa đó cái đó là cái vô cái gắn bài đối không gọi ơi thì em gì không I like it for
Yeah, sometimes when these different beings are communicating, it sounds so similar to the contemplate, and so I'm trying to understand, like, why can't I exactly understand what they're saying? Because it's different beings and they're connected to the galactic core, and I was like, galactic core, and then they said yes.
yeah, whatever that, yeah, whatever that, I don't it's coming back into huh.
Yeah, it's a planetary kind of it's a planetary, if you imagine the like a pole or a core, the core of the earth, galactic core, galactic center. They're showing everything they're sharing so far, and they're talking about this way that you're able to, let's say, remedy. You remedy. You're able to remedy. You bring remedy. They use the word remedy. Is through this way of this, again, like refined light. You understand, but there's everything, all these different, it's like fissures, these splits that have happened in like Earth's design. That's what they're saying, design. And how all of it's like the Milky Way and these confluences of these solar bodies, and this way. And so the galactic center, it feels like the cosmic mother sends you in these different pivotal moments, and it's like it's needed right there, in these ways. And so yeah, like the galactic core, the galactic center is they say missing you. And
Miss them too, and I'm grateful for them in the ocean because they do give me a lot of comfort. So thanks.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I know, yeah, I get it.
Yeah, they said like the cosmic mother sends her fields of influence into the Mother Ocean, and with the hopes that may bring levity, buoyancy to your heart, to your body, to your being, in these in these times of density pressuring in. That's what they say of what's occurring right now around the earth, is they say like density pressuring in. Wow, awesome. Yeah, there's just like so many fields that they show about you. It's like, whoa, awesome. These beautiful energies.
Yeah, yeah, about her story. About the mm,
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah, because they were talking about your screenwriting, your screenwriting, and it's also your screen writing, writing, bringing things alight, alight. Just I believe you understand. Um, yeah, like this is like like the cosmic mothers, like there's a whole influx or surge because of a light, bringing things a light of the craft. They'll call it like the craft, the craft, um, returning to light, this way that is a magical way. It is a magical way. It's a magical way that was, they say, like lured, seduced, treated. They even say, it's interesting language they use, like treated as a tramp, as a tramp.
yeah, I
They're saying like prostituted and
Well, not in that way, but yes, our skills.
yeah. Will you say that again?
Not as a person, but skills wise, yes. We were treated like
Skills wise, like as a whole, what they're talking about, like the film
Yeah.
business, the business of film around the earth, not specific to you, that, but they're speaking as a whole, in a grotesque kind of way they are saying, but yeah, so they're saying where fantasy can return to a sense of purity, of innocence. You understand? You're like, yes. Okay. And they're saying that you're being invited into a field of blessings. You're being invited into a field of blessings. And so they're showing you, they're showing me you in this field, and there's these like lavenders, and there's these daisies, and there's hummingbirds, and there's all these like sweet flowers and pollinators, and they're saying that you're being invited into a field of blessings, and it's like any bouquet that you receive is full of bounty, yeah, that it really feels like there's a whole like bounty that is coming to bless you. You're receiving, you're coming into a moment that exists for until eternity. It's they're sending you blessings, bounty, abundance, goodness reflected back to you. So they're showing that there have not been adequate mirrors around you, to accurately reflect your true nature back to you, and that they said that has resulted into like can feel sometimes hurtful to your heart, yeah. And so they are, wanting you to be really receiving this, that is like, it's really, it hasn't, so many times, like it really hasn't been you that they're showing to you, it's like, they really want you to receive that, that they said your greatness has intimidated others, not that you were attempting or trying to do that, and that was sensed from the other, and their sense of inadequacy reflected a distorted version of reality back to you. That's what they're saying.
Well, thank you for that. I needed to hear that. Really.
What's that?
I needed to hear that. Thank you.
Yeah, they're saying things will become feel much more clearly, accurately reflected. And again, they said it's also indicative of you embracing your authentic medicine. As you were saying before, it's like the rough draft is actually the gem draft. It's like the raw gemstone. The raw gemstone, it doesn't need to be polished. Sometimes when the gemstone is polished, it loses its potency.
I think creating is going to be very different in the years to come. People are scared and they want to follow all these formulas and all the rules, but those are just little red flags and boundaries we're putting up for ourselves. There's got to be things in place so that we can work well and within our limits.
Yes.
Health-wise more than anything, so we don't burn ourselves out and we respect ourselves.
Yes.
But there's got to be a bit more open-mindedness on how things are created, because not everything has to be perfect before it's submitted, because there's nothing perfect.
Yes. And who's the gold standard? Who's creating the gold standard? That's what they say. Who is creating the gold standard? This idea of perfect according to whom,
Well, it's going to change soon, and I'm looking forward to being a part of that. One of
Well, I
the
believe you're
front runners for it.
doing it right now.
Yeah.
Or allowing it, making way for it in this feminine way that it is flowing now. And yeah, what the component is and what that feels like it's going to be expressed now. I'm gonna I don't want to they said hunger no longer, and I said hunger no longer, and they said they're referring to the starving artist. They said hunger no longer. They're referring to the starving artist.
Yeah, it would be really great to have stuff funded so that I could do this and make it beautiful and get it out there. It's been a long road of working many jobs and doing this on the side when this should be the full-time gig.
Absolutely. And so remember, well, what I believe that I understand about your vision is that it's making way also for that is what we are creating into beingness. And so what might that be, rather than what it has been, but what might it want to be now, because that is what they're expressing to you too, Guy. There's like such strong Lyran energy that comes into you. I feel that Lyran energy, or Lyran, I believe people say also, but yeah, right. I'm gonna do it. I lay it and yeah, they're saying they're admiring your experience. They're admiring your experience, and they're also astonished. They say they're astonished at what you've been able to endure. They're admiring your experience. They're astonished at what you've been able to endure, and also they're encouraging you to, they said, like up and away. They're showing like the hot air balloon going up as they're encouraging you to snip. Is that like fabric scissors or something, Remember, and also what they're speaking about these blessings and everything is to say, to honor the great creatress that you are, and that is infusing this great mystery novel story into your being is to say, essentially, the sky is the limit. The sky is the limit, that's what they're saying. The sky is the limit. They said they're saying something about mitochondria, and they're saying mitochondria, cell division. They're saying something about like the two becomes one, and the universe is abundance, is made of bounty. For some reason, they keep using the word bounty. Yeah, they're encouraging you to receive, to be able to receive this great love and blessing that is here for you. It's like, will you allow yourself to receive it?
Yeah, it's time.
Good. Yeah, I feel that. I feel that you that yes means yes. I feel that when you say that. I feel yes means yes. Oh my God, they're so funny. They said, okay, roll the credits now. Oh my God, they're cracking me up. I never know what they're gonna say. Oh boy. Yeah, oh my God. Okay, so they'll make way for 2 questions if you have 2 questions, and I trust and I believe that this is a to be continued, and I am so just all for it continuing.
Oh, me too. 2 questions. Wow, okay.
You like. They're showing me you with a cape on your back, and I believe it's not necessarily like a stylish cape, but it's like a superhero heroine cape. Oh, interesting. A Cape Town, right? Cape on your back. And
Well, I hope that they can play by Table Mountain because we've got a beautiful mountain here for them.
oh, well. They said we're there already, and they showed me themselves in reclining chairs. We're there. Okay. You didn't have to ask twice.
How I'd love to know, like, I mean, I've obviously met the Contemple many times in my lifetimes, but is there any specific thing that they need me to know, or is this just figuring it out as I'm going along from them? Because I do feel very connected to them personally. Like, I think that they've a real inspiring energy for me.
Yeah, that's so beautiful. So the question is there anything that they want you to know?
Yeah, about connecting to them. Do they feel comfortable with me connecting to them and talking to them?
Beautiful. Yeah, oh, no. Oh my God, they keep cracking me up. They're saying, let us look. They show me, they have a list, and they said, let's see, we might have other things. Just joking. I don't, but I don't. They said, of course, we'd love to connect with you. They said it'll be just like old times.
Did they
What's that?
They planned this? Did they? Yeah, I wonder if they did. They knew that we had connected.
Yeah, if it's just like old times. Yeah, they're saying that we all they use the words, we all carefully designed this. That's what they're saying. We all carefully designed this, and they are talking about you, and they're talking about me, and they're talking about them, and they're talking about the Fae and the Cosmic Mother, and they're saying that we carefully designed this. And they're saying exactly however this unfolds, I don't know, but they're saying something about it's going to be like going into different languages. So just a moment ago they were saying see, and I was like, see, S-I-C. Oh, they're talking about different languages. It's like a foreshadowing or forelighting, maybe not shadowing. We'll bring in the light, forelighting.
There are here, but any way in particular that you like her to be connecting with you? Yeah, that's it. See? Do you know that? Honey? Any other way? Yeah, music. That's it.
I said, is there some way you want her to be connecting with you particularly? I said tea, and they said, no, we don't want tea. And I said, honey? Yes, we love honey. Understand when that's just specific because the Fae, well, clearly they love tea, and the Contemplate, they love cacao, they love different things, but the different beings, yeah, to be clear, the Fae love, yeah, so clearly love tea. But I said honey, they said yes, we love honey, and then they're saying also they love to connect to you through music. You don't have to sing.
No, I'm not gonna sing. Nobody wants to hear that.
Dance with them. Okay.
That I can do. I can dance with them, sing with them. That's all good.
Beautiful. Okay. Do you want to ask a last question?
No, I just want to thank them. Thank them for letting me know that they were around and for connecting all of us. And I know sometimes we're a bit slow on the uptake. So thank you for your patience, humans, because we don't get it all at once, but when we do, we know. And I feel humbled that I'm on this journey and here to sort stuff out and be part of something bigger. To connect with people like you, Liv, and the Cantamble, and some of the other people that I've been connecting with, is it just feels also right for this moment and so true to where I want my life to be. So I'm appreciating.
That's so beautiful. Let me see if there's something more they want to say before. They're saying the goddess blesses you. Yeah, they're saying we're all working together, moving together, grooving together. Every time I think we're about to be like sincere and going into honor, they make me laugh. Yeah. Yeah, they want to say they're so grateful to you and to all those that you move with and dance with and write with and create with and craft with and cultivate with, and they continue to emphasize that the beauty that's just on the horizon is, oh my gosh, so incredible, that is of you and for you and blessing you and your loved ones, and it just feels so good.
Yeah, I just want to share it and make everything work better. That's just because it can.
It can.
Yeah.
It can.
Well,
It can. Yeah. So thank you so much, and sending love to those beautiful souls that are going to be receiving this. And
thank you all. I know that you don't do social media often, so this was a very big privilege.
oh, thank you. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, love.
My pleasure. My honor. And we will look forward to the next. And yeah, so sending love. Bye.